it's Matt the Garden Lawn Care guy, and I'm at a lovely property in Chester today doing a full renovation on this lawn. And it turns out to be an old family friend who helped me with some jobs when I was younger. So when they asked me to help them out with a lawn renovation, I couldn't say no, and love to get my teeth stuck into such a beautiful and big setting property. Now, the customer has killed off the lawn in advance and also scarified it a number of times to rake out a lot of the thatch. And what we're going to be doing today is we've got around 2 tons of topsoil. I'm going to be seeding with a hard-wearing mix, a premium hard-wearing mix, because customers got a dog but still wants a bit of a fine appearance in the lawn. So that mix is an ideal balance between durability and visual merit. And you can find out all the products that I'm using in the description below. So first up, I'm going to just run the Scarify over one more time to pull anything that's left up in the lawn. We're going to remove all the debris that's there. I'm going to put one of the bags of topsoil down just to give me a bit of an idea on some of the levels. We're going to apply the seed, a really good quality pre-seed fertiliser, and then lastly I'm going to just cover that seed with some of the topsoil that is left over. So I'll set the scarifier up with the fixed blade. It's a little bit more aggressive than the rake attachment that comes with these units, and in reality the lawn doesn't need too much treatment because it's already gone over. But I'm going to give you guys an example of what you can do if you're scarifying from scratch, is just run up and down doing the passes like this. So I've done a few runs with the scarifier. I would normally do another pass in the opposite direction or a diagonal direction, but it really doesn't need it. You can see the lawn is already pretty much turned to dirt. I'm going to try and get as much debris off. I'm going to blow this. You can rake it and bag it, remove it from the lawn, and it's just started to rain, so hopefully we can get this job done and not get too wet. So you can see all of the thatch and debris that's come out of the lawn, and this is actually a really good starting point. You need that seed to be touching the soil and it will definitely help it germinate. So come and have a look just how many bags of this stuff we pulled out this lawn. So overall I think there was around 20 something bags of thatch that came out this lawn, and it just keeps going on and on. It's an endless supply. All of these bin bags, this big ton bag underneath here, that ton bag underneath there, and a couple more down in the back. This was a lawn that really needed a bit of TLC, and after all that hard work we decided to stop for a brew and a bacon butty, and then we'll move on to the next part.
That's mine, that.
So I've done as much as I can really with the materials we've got. This lawn loop has come in really handy. It's allowed me to spread the material, and yes, it's not laser level, but I think you'll agree this is a significant improvement on the lawn we had maybe just a couple of hours ago. So I came here around sort of 9 o'clock, and minus the bacon butty break and a couple of cups of tea, it's not too far after 12 now. What I'm thinking of doing is putting the seed down. We're going to just rake and till that soil in and then roll it all down to lock it together. I have got something I want to show you which is a little bit different on this lawn, something that I'm thinking about, so come take a look at this before we get into the seeding. So I'm not sure if you can fully see this, but along this border here, the lawn sort of rolls off. So what I'm thinking about is I want to put the seed down here and then cover it with a bit of a layer of topsoil just to lock it in and make sure it doesn't wash off into the borders, because we're due rain in a couple of days. One of the ways to manage slopes on the lawn is to make sure you've got coverage of seed. You can also spike this area to sort of drop the seeds into some holes, which is great if you're hollow tining, for example. But on this lawn, I didn't really see a need to hollow tine. The ground wasn't that compacted and we did a great job of preparing it beforehand. So I'm just going to put the seed down, cover it with soil and then roll it all off just to lock it in place. So let's get started. Okay, all the seeds down now. I've just dragged the rake over it. I'm going to apply some pre-seed fertiliser. When I'm seeding a lawn from scratch like this, I tend to put it down at the same time as the seeds. If you're overseeding a lawn, you can put it down at the same time, or you can wait maybe a week or so to give the new seeds a chance to germinate so they can benefit from those additional nutrients. This is a specialist pre-seed fertiliser which is high in phosphorus, and you can find all of the equipment and tools that I've used in the description below. Okay, we're around 3 weeks later and I'm back at the job site to give a follow-up. Just walking into the property, I can already see loads and loads of green back there, so let's go and take a look. So just coming through the property now, you can see it's really starting to green up and all the seed is germinating and coming through. Just after I put this down, we had huge amounts of rain, probably a good week's worth of really heavy rain, and also the temperatures dropped away. But I'm still pleased that this mix is picking up, and in maybe another week or so till all the seeds come up, but I'm pretty happy with this. The only area to keep an eye on is this area underneath the tree here. This gets a little bit less light, obviously, because the tree's in position, and there's a few bare spots there. But if I get down into the lawn, I can see the seeds are all there. They're not moving anywhere, and they will come through in the next week or so, I expect. You kind of always get nervous when you do a job like this, because you think, oh, the patch is going to fill in. Is this how it's always going to look? Is it normal? But as you do these things over time, you kind of realise that you just have to trust the process, let the seeds germinate, and it will thicken up and it will come back nice and green. So I'm going to come back to this property in another 3 or 4 weeks. We're hoping to get a final cut in before the winter. You can see there's a couple of leaves dropping onto the lawn which you really want to keep clear off. You can use the leaf blower or pick them up. There's a couple of worm castings there. And overall this lawn's going to look really nice. I'm hoping to get it fully established for the winter. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I will link the next follow-up video in the card on the left hand side, and in the card on the right is a full playlist of all the lawn renovations that I've done, so that you can follow on with my projects and hopefully try some projects out for yourself. Thanks a lot for watching. It's Matt the Garden Lawn Care Guy, and I'll see you in the next video.